أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ورب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا ويرفعنا اللهم اجعل أعمالنا كلها خالصة لوجهك ولا تجعل فيها حظا لغيرك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. All praise and thanks is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Praise and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all of the favors that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon us. We send peace and salutations upon our beloved Prophet Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his family, his friends, and all those who follow him up until the Qiyamah. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillah, thumma alhamdulillah. We find ourselves once again connected for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We find ourselves discussing and reminding ourselves about our purpose, to realign and to reconnect with our Creator Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We live in extremely confusing times, extremely challenging times, where there's an overload of information. We find ourselves juggling with so much false truths, as what has been come to be called. We find so much theories, so much opinions, and it is a time where the call is to reground ourselves. The call is to reground ourselves. So this process of regrounding is absolutely important, specifically in the life of a Muslim, someone who is striving to spiritually connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and use this dunya, use this worldly life as his means or her means to draw closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and an eternal success. Our beloved Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said in a beautiful hadith, he said, كن في الدنيا كأنك غريب أو عابر سبيل. Very simple, very short, to the point, and it applies in so much ways. Our beloved Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Kun fi dunya, be in this dunya, كأنك غريب, as if you don't belong here. Kun fi dunya, كأنك غريب, as if you a stranger or you just someone that's passing through. It doesn't belong here. أو عابر سبيل, or as if you are a traveler. So kun fi dunya ka'annaka gharibun aw abir sabil. Be in this dunya as if you're someone that doesn't belong here, it's not your place. And also you're just passing through. You're a traveler. So here we just come out of the what they would term as the festive season, the holiday season, and the time when people take a break. So some of you might have even traveled a bit, some of you might have even, just gone on a bit of a family holiday. And the garage that you stop at. So say you're en route and you make a pit stop to fuel up and maybe get some stuff, whatever. You don't pitch your tent there. You don't, settle down there. Because it's on your route, man. You are Abiru Sabil, you're someone that's on a journey. So imagine you come to the one stop and you see people pitching tent and you think, what do you think about these people? What are you doing? They start to building, like this isn't the destination. This is but just on the path. So Often this hadith is spoken about in light of in light of the the worldly gains, in light of finding ourselves, trying to establish ourselves in this dunya. You know, you want to build so much, you want to get so much, you want to do so much, as if you're going to stay here. Again, always remember this is contextualized. You can build you what you want, you can have what you want, as long as it's not distracting you from the end goal, which is drawing closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and earning His mercy. And ultimately, through His mercy, earning Jannatul Firdaus. Whatever you have of this dunya, no problem. It is when this dunya now becomes the focus as if to stay here, just like that person that sets up camp by a one stop or by a garage or a pit stop along the way. This is just, it's part of the journey. This isn't where you're going to remain. So likewise for us, the dunya is part of our journey. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala placed us in this world for a period of time, and then we are going to return to Allah. We say it all the time. We're saying it more so now. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We live from Allah to become, and to Allah is our return. Nowhere in that does it say, but we're going to stay in the dunya forever. So the dunya is just part of the process, part of the journey. Now, I'm tying this hadith into something different today, other than worldly gain and other than trying to establish ourselves on this earth. Remember, again, no problem. Build your hotels, you can build your complexes, you can build your island if you want to. No problem. As long as that doesn't become your objective, as if you're going to stay here and completely forgetting that we're returning to Allah. However, whatever you want of this world, whatever you want to gain that is in the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is allowed and halal and permissible, Bismillah. And as long as it's not taking you away from the fact that I'm a slave to Allah, I have a responsibility as a Muslim. I'm drawing closer to Allah so that I can earn Allah's mercy and be successful in the year after. Remember, the context was not trying to earn success in the dunya at the expense of your akhirah, but success in the dunya and success in the akhirah, no problem. This is something Allah taught us to ask for. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً. Allah grant us good in this world. وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً. And grant us good in the year after. Right? Khairan. So this hadith now I want us to apply to all of the current issues and discussions. Like, just think, for example, there's currently so much things going around about this is right, that is wrong, this is a correct information, that is false information, this information is going to benefit you, this information is not going to benefit you, this is a conspiracy, this is a whole scam, this is not, this is truth. It's overwhelming completely. So my advice, my nasiha today, and at least that's how I'm experiencing it. I don't know, you might be experiencing it differently, but I'm experiencing it as overwhelming. Some of the things we can do nothing with the information. Like, we can do nothing with it. Useful information, okay, we learn about it, we educate ourselves, and we move forward, no problem. I'm also not saying put your head in the ground and be, naive things that are happening. But I'm saying it needs to happen in a healthy, constructive way. Where, okay, I'm looking into this topic, I'm looking into this issue, so this is useful information for me, Bismillah. Other than that, if we just look at, and what I'm talking about here today is not necessarily the primary issue. For example, maybe the primary issue now is people are discussing, should we be taking vaccines or shouldn't we when it becomes available, right? But now there's a whole lot of spin off issues on that. Then the primary issue, should we go to the masjid or should the masjids be closed? Or should we be going to the masjid or should the masjids be open? But then there's a whole lot of spin off issues. Who said this and why are they saying this? And this one have an agenda and that one is this and that one. So the actual issue, which is the issue we discuss, okay, should the masjid be open? Should the masjid be closed? Today I'm broadcasting to you live online because we've made the decision that the masjid must close. So, should the masjid be open? Should the masjid be closed? Those responsible made mashura, and the decision was the masjid is going to be closed. So now we find ourselves as a community here in this space. Now we see the issues, but the sideline issues is people pushing agendas. Is this one busy with that? Is this one? Who said this? Why this? Now all the sideline issues, right? This is why I quoted the hadith. If the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Kun fi dunya ka'annaka gharib or abiru sabil," that if you must be as if you don't belong here, as if you're a stranger, as if you're just passing through, then why get caught up in all the issues. Just again, picture that one stop now along the way. Picture that pit stop on the journey. Now you stop there. Now, besides sitting up camp, you get involved. Oh, who's this one? What's happening here? And why is that one saying that? And how much is this one, getting for his job here? And what's he doing there? And who's gaining out of this thing? And now you get involved in all this stuff. Before you know it, it completely takes your focus off of where am I supposed to be? This is just part of my journey. So in this world, besides the dunya or the financial or the wealth elements that are there to distract us, there are other elements as well. There are the elements of our lower base desires, our nafs. There are the sexual distractions. There are the mental distractions. There are, those carnal desires that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed within us when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us that are there to test us. And part of those things are people's unnecessary arguments. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say about the believers? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, الذين هم عن اللغو معرضون قد أفلح المؤمنون الذين هم في صلاتهم خاشعون والذين هم عن اللغو معرضون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the believers, successful are the believers. There are those who are humble in their prayer and they turn away from unnecessary vain talk. So the call today and the advice today is that be able to identify when, okay, this is now becoming an issue over issue, which is not really what I should be putting myself out with. I'm on this dunya as if I'm a passenger. It's not here for me to, get involved in everything to such a degree that it distracts me from the overall objective, which is Allah's mercy. I'm seeing how in these debates and these arguments, just from my perspective, and some of you probably even experience this the same. You see how people are getting caught up in, and it's not even becoming about the issues anymore. It's becoming about other issues, and how people are becoming distracted in all these arguments. So as believers, it's a time, it's a call to reground, to reconnect, sometimes even disconnect to reconnect, right? Cutting off. It was a sunnah of the beloved Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He would take time away, cut off completely, go sit in a cave. No phone, let alone no signal, no nothing. Just him and his creator and connecting from a spiritual perspective, realigning himself mentally, spiritually, and then coming back into the community. So the call is to reground ourselves, to reconnect, and to pass through these issues, man, with the mindset that I'm just passing through this dunya. I don't want to get distracted by the things that are just issues of issues, not even actual issues. So again, just to reiterate, I understand and I believe it's important to educate ourselves and to know what's happening and to understand what's happening, but not to a degree that we get caught up to such an extent that it is at the expense of subhanahu wa ta'ala and becomes about ego and becomes about who's right and who's wrong and becomes about proving points and becomes about all the issues of issues, not even the actual issues which affect us, our best living in this world and thereafter. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide and protect us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us clarity and guidance. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to cure all those who are sick and to grant Jannah and paradise to all those who have passed on and to grant ease to the family members that are going through difficulty, either through illness or through loss. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us all. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وجزاكم الله خيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.